Hello, everybody. As usual, I'm home from work and I had some ideas that were going through my head that I'd like to share with everybody because I think that I think a little bit more daring. I'm a little bit more daring. I will go and stretch my imagination to fathom all of the things other people are too um, scared to think of, afraid to be judged by, it's like a dirty thought. When you observe something that is potentially harmful and shameful and dirty from other people's behavior, you sort of, um, like the saying goes, it takes one to know one. Like, how would you know? Well, I'm a sinner. I know what it takes to be a good person and a good example to my kids, for example. And that's really all I have is I know my language is sometimes not appropriate, but you know what, the trash is there. It's in this world. People promote it, and they're just gonna be a part of what you have to absorb and take in. And it's the information era that we entered in with the advent of the internet. And it could be in an overload, the information overload, but it's so important. That's exactly why it's important to be able to filter everything you don't want to really adopt for yourself and as your own um, character and that sort of thing. So it's and besides, everybody has a right to be upset and mad, and we all have our own ways to vent. I keep my hands to myself and a big distance, but I do have to criticize people because I want the same from other people that I want my level of decency and the standards I hold for myself to be reciprocated. It's the social contract we should have between one another, and there's nothing wrong with that. When anybody steps outside of that, and they do it in your face, and then they act like they don't know what they're doing, they are trying to pull one over you, um, and you're going to pay for it because you do have your eyes wide open. It has nothing to do with being woke. I don't even like that word. Is people that really don't want to. I'm going to say a little bit about how I feel about words, because when you're the type of person that is only really interested in sounding a certain way. Maybe he's well read. Maybe he is one of the most well read individuals. But when you throw this, like, start throwing words around and try to um, like make it a trend, like, this is a trend. It's not like trends come and go. Okay, it doesn't. It means it really doesn't help people, especially young people, to cement the meaning and the value of a message and words, because all they're doing is following one trend from one trend to the next. So I really don't appreciate that word woke. I'm never going to use it. It doesn't resonate with me. I probably would go to a thesaurus and find that it just means being wide open, alert, um, out, like an extrovert, outgoing, etc. I don't know. I've never looked it up. I'm never going to use that word. But I do think that it shouldn't be a trend. It should be something that people work on their own personal development, mental, health wise, spiritually, all at this, simultaneously. You have to be healthy, health, body and mind, and the whole deal and the whole package. And everybody is at their own pace. They're on their own timeline. And the goal is to be the person that God intended them to be, but they have to believe that God loves them, and you have to teach that, and that has to be a less, that should be the only lesson anybody should be worried about at this point in our age of time, in the times that we're living in. But of course, we don't have that. We have lessons from dirty people that like are high on power and want to give us lessons by punishing us with rewarding bad people and depriving good people of their freedom. It's like they punish the good things and they reward the bad things, the people that are high on power, because that's the only way that they can hang on to the little power they have. I mean, it's really not power. It's more like it's tyranny. I mean, that's not. It's like they're protected with the role in life, but it comes to an end. That's not permanent. So don't worry about that. I did want to share that because I am a little bit alert to, and I do dare criticize Joseph Biden just because, commentary from, starting 2008 when he was just a senator. And I guess he was entertaining the idea, but I mean, he's been like trying to be president for a long time. He had to steal it, like finally, to get his way. It's tantrum part two. Tantrum. During Trump's presidency, tantrum. During Biden's presidency, because now they have what they wanted, but spoiled child and childish people are just going to throw tantrums their whole life. They they want us to know how disgusting they are. They will, AOC wants us to know she's disgusting with like her exhibitions at Met Gala in Biden's presidency, but like, crying at the border wall in Trump's presidency. I mean, that's disgusting, but she wants people to know that. She wants us to feel impotent. Okay? It's a tactic. Like, they want everybody to know we're disgusting in your face. Do something about it. And then you're just like boiling inside, like, oh my God, how could you be this disgusting and actually have power over anything? Like, wow. Wow, that's blue ribbon for me tonight. Low in alcohol, by the way. That's why I have a whole 12er. Just kidding. I might. No, not tonight. Okay, so all right, so let me just lay out what I see, right? Okay, so because Biden isn't wasting any time. He knows he has to have control over covering his ass. And the way he's going to cover his ass is by staging a terrorist attack, creating an immigration crisis, and provoking China. So he's plotting war. He's plotting for war, and he just wants everybody to feel impotent. First of all, like nobody could do anything about it. Although he's the person that needs to be doing something about it, but he won't. And whoever it is that can stop him is probably trying really hard. I mean, I listen to all the right people. Thank you for not letting like stupidity reign and not letting and not selling out, because I know Joe Biden went into this position trying to seduce everybody and pay everybody off, the seduction of a whore. I know that's what he's doing. So to everybody, I applaud everybody that didn't sell out and didn't buy into that. But these are the three main things that are going on. And yes, only 9 months of his presidency. Again, I mean, he's in a quick hurry. So let me see. Yeah, they have no self-respect. I already said that. Like, they don't really, what you think doesn't matter to them, because they think that this is like business as usual for a politician. And like, they don't understand that this is like a whole other level. Like, they don't get it. Like, they think like, business as usual. Like, not everybody's gonna do, like, no, this is not the same. like, are you crazy? This is not the same. Crazy people. So plotting seed, yeah, plotting the seed. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, really, that's all. It's really that simple. I don't know what else, how else to staging a terrorist attack. Afghanistan, uh, creating an immigration crisis, southern border. Is it that way? I don't know, somewhere. Yeah, I think so. And provoking China. Okay, why are these people like starting to talk about how Millie, Miley, whatever his name is trying to go behind the president, was trying to go behind the president's back because they want to blame somebody else later for what they're trying to do. Because they want to blame, because later what they're going to say is, remember how Millie, and they're probably just trying to, actually they're provoking Trump really, but they're messing with China's head too. And I don't like, China is probably like, these fucking crazy ass fucking Americans, dude. Let's fucking get ready because we might just have. So I mean, you don't just like start throwing other people into your shit, your heap of shit, Joe. You just don't do that. But he does have deals in China. So, it is probably just like, a bad, a business deal gone bad sort of thing. And now like Joe's using the entire United States to like have the bigger balls, and I don't know. And I think that they're more like traditional. I think that our country, definitely this country, has lost to to stupid mainstream media that wants to control us about as bad as, like, I mean, look at the people they vote for in the first place. So I mean, that says it all, really. But and anyhow, it's not a warning or anything. It's just I know that um I believe in the Bible, and I believe that things are going to get really bad. And but I know that my life, my afterlife is secured. It's good. It's good. I would never do anything remotely close to anything these dirty politicians are trying to do to the rest of us, because I'm happy to be a servant. I'm happy to be um just like a normal, ordinary, just you know um my ambition is really to like be my fullest self. But I recognize that without that leadership and without that channel, um the path can't be there. And unfortunately for women especially, is you do have to be somebody that's either gonna whore it or marry. And if you don't want to rely on anybody else and you just want to make it on your own, it was just like a dream that they sold to you. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, believe it, because you know what it takes for somebody to, it takes for you to believe it, and then just go with it and make it happen for yourself and not worry about what anybody else thinks. But I haven't read the Bible, so let's go ahead and I mean, nothing truly comes to mind, and I do want to, I guess, end with something positive. I mean, I'm being like, hopefully my words, carry some like traction in your, register the proper way in your mind. I mean, it's that simple. Like the whole Florida thing with, he wants to, he gives good people enough hope to do something else in the meantime, and then just like turns all that around. Like, I'm a good president. I'm gonna make sure everybody's healthy with whatever supply of, I don't know what the medical term is. But and then a week later takes it back. I mean, that's gangster. that is gangster. That's criminal. Like his stupidity is criminal, really. But also just the fact that he's like playing, he's toying with people. And I'm telling you, like this is just like that's what the guy's programmed to do. Like I can't explain it. That's just what he's doing. Like don't try and understand why. All right. Well, I turned to this page for whatever reason. Revelation 21, the new heaven and the new earth. So we'll read verses 1 through 4 quickly. Um, then I saw a new heaven and a new earth. The former heaven and the former earth had passed away, and the sea was no more. I also saw the holy city, a new Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, "Behold, God's dwelling is with the human race. He will dwell with them, and they will be his people, and God himself will always be with them as their God. He will wipe every tear from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, or mourning, wailing, or pain, for the old order has passed away." Actually, that was it was very appropriate for what I was just saying is that's actually what Jesus said. Jesus said that he was going to go away. Um, he was going to leave us to go prepare a better place for us. And so all we have to do is honor him and believe him um, and be good people, so that he's not gonna he doesn't want anybody to corrupt his dreams and his plans. You have to understand he created this world. He doesn't want scummy people in the world that he designs. Like an engineer would just like scrap something and throw it away, but it's really up to the individual, right? What they want to do. And so yeah, I mean, you know what, to like don't be the type of a person in this world that is too like is trying to save other people's soul. Yeah, I was listening to a commentary from the Vatican Catholic the other day about how some like some messages which makes sense. I mean, it's definitely coincides with other prophetic messages, that it's really your responsibility to save your own soul. So worry about yourself first. Worry about you. Worry about saving your own soul by being a good person, by investing in yourself and in cultivating your own soul, your own mind, by keeping yourself healthy, investing yourself first, and then everything else is going to fall back into place. But when these criminal people are able to seduce you and make you second guess yourself and put doubts in your head and um, give you tragedy in your life and all these things, like that's all just like their way of trying to get away with something that's harmful to you. And you're the person that is trying to be like the good person, trying to be there. It's not, it doesn't work that way. You can't be that person. I wasn't. I know that I talk a lot about my a relationship I had in my early late teens, and how I was always the type before that I wanted to date an older person to like sort of skip through a lot of like the dramas and that sort of thing. But eventually, this guy just turned out to be like a 25-year-old and an 18-year-old in a 25-year-old body or whatever. But um you have to demand, and he tried all these games with me, so I know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's not like people don't change overnight. It really takes for them to be remorseful and repentful, and you have to be a part of that change. And if people don't want to change, you don't have to change them, but you can't let them play with your head either. Um so uh I don't, I can't, like, the only thing about, and I guess this is what why I was thinking about this is I can't prove that Biden is staging all, war, that he's plotting for war. He's plotting it. He's definitely, I mean, with every, his policies are, but I don't need the evidence. I don't need to go and find out. I mean, can you imagine if I try to find out if the crackhead that is common knowledge is like a at least crack pusher? I'm sure he's he's an addict. He's definitely like into that stuff. But if I went and like wanted to really know and find out, why would I want to do that? I would just get like, that's probably like that would be like his like a win for him, that's exactly what he would want of me, is to be, and then eventually be complicit with him, and then eventually hopefully even be seduced, or even worse, like in some sort of domestic violence situation. Well, yeah, I mean, the difference isn't what's scummier. I don't know, because I mean, Joe's doing the same thing. He likes to like manipulate people and be abusive with his positions of power, and tries to get bite people off. And um so don't doubt yourself. um just demand the same level of assurance from other people. ASSURANC, like, not just like yeah, I'm not just saying like negative assurance and auditing. There's two types of assurances. There's negative assurance and there's positive assurance. With negative assurance is if somebody is like didn't do something that that they're not doing this, so they get a pass. With positive assurances, I confirmed it's positive. I received an acknowledgement, a confirmation. So, think more about assurance in like positive terms. Like, I want that. I don't want, like, so, and Biden is like the ultimate hedger. He hedges from everything. He doesn't want to give any kind of assurance, negative or positive. So, I mean, geez, I mean, that's like a whole other level, that's like, he's a tool of Satan's. He's nobody, he's just a tool of Satan's. Anyway, just demand that for yourself. Like, if you haven't decided, he shouldn't be president. Like, he's not even that important. Like, but he's trying to, he's a scummy person in a position of power that is creating a very shitty world for the rest of us. And we haven't even started to see the full effects of it. And yeah, I don't know. I am thinking, California is probably not a good state for me at this point. So, I am a fighter. I did stay here and fought through a child custody court case, which was very difficult for me, but it was up against, something I believe strongly about, stronger than anything else, as a parent, as the responsible parent. So, and I have a lot of will, and and nobody can change me. So, and I've had a lot of pressure to change into something I never saw myself becoming, and I don't have to see myself becoming any less than the person I am now. And I just wanted to pick up a different cause. So this is my cause, is to really, come closer to God and find that childhood self, that where my connection to God is more innocent, is more clean. Like, it's like a clean connection. And so, life sometimes takes you like on these detours, and you don't really know it, because that's kind of like the pitfall of like of putting your children in public schools, and leaving it to other people to also be a person in charge of your child. And so, as you're a person that's trying to learn, and you open your mind, and you're trying to you know like get channeled through life, and that's kind of like, part of that is that sometimes, so and these are all things that are spoken of in the Bible. There's going to be a thief that comes and wants to steal away all your merit, and wants to like dirty you up, and wants to make you be more of a person that's not worthy of God, because he's trying to prove to God so bad that everybody is just as shitty as he is, and that's just not true. It's not the case, and you have to fight it. And So yeah, so keep those things in mind. Don't let anybody come and try and steal your. I mean, there's a lot of passages that I would rather reflect on. Um, but a lot of times is I'm just focused on keeping myself rejecting Satan. Unfortunately, it's like Satan's attack again. In the end times, he's gonna let loose. He's gonna be let loose, and his attacks are gonna be like nothing, like nothing you've ever seen. But then God's gonna just and I guess a lot of people are gonna fall, but God is gonna take us all to that better place, and that's just that. So anyhow, let's hope we all get there, and let's keep everybody honest, and say what you feel and say what you think, because um, you might regret. If you're a good person and you're waiting for somebody else to do something, just look at your leadership right now. Just look at your leadership. Don't do that, because if you're a good person, and you want to be self-reliant, and only believe in God, and make him your priority in life, it could come to the point where you're very you suffer a great deception, and it will be along the lines of the abomination, desolation, and you will feel alone, etc. All those things are true. Jesus is my best friend. He loves me, and I love him, and I will fight next to him in his war against evil. And we'll see how that goes. I'm thinking it's gonna go well.